Hello everyone, good afternoon. As usual, I will be giving just 1 minute to allow you guys to come in before we start the business of the day. Good. Like I said earlier on, I'll be giving just 1 minute to allow you guys to come in. Again, I'll just take it off from here even as people keep joining us. Good afternoon once again. For those of you guys that are joining us for the first time, my name is Gagba S. Yahaya, and I'm a training coordinator with the Temple Small Business Development Center. The Temple Small Business Development Center helps small business start and grow. We offer free one-on-one consulting and a variety of low to no cost webinars. We are part of the nationally accredited network of Small Business Development Center, which has over 1,000 networks across the United States. You are here this afternoon for a webinar on how to build a lead magnet. A copy of the PowerPoint and a link to the recording will be sent to all the attendees. Being a webinar, all the attendees have been muted. However, we always encourage you guys to drop your questions on the Q&A or the chat box. Today is indeed a good day. Without further ado, please allow me to welcome our presenter, even as he takes over the floor for the presentation. Mr. David, you're welcome, and you've got the floor.
Thank you, Garba, as always. Always an honor and a pleasure to serve alongside you. And welcome, everyone. Excited for us to go into how to build a lead magnet today. So very quickly in the chat, I'm only going to take literally 1 minute. If you could share what your business is and what you're looking to learn about lead magnets. Share what your business is and what you're looking to learn about lead magnets. You can put that in the chat for me as we get rolling here. And I got a lot of good stuff to go over for those who are familiar and also those who aren't familiar with lead magnets. So do me that favor and honor. Tell me what your business is and what you're looking to learn about lead magnets. All right. So substance abuse. Welcome, Bernie. Substance abuse. Looking for tips on lead magnets. Excellent. Excellent. Anybody else? Hello, what's going on, Marianne? What's going on, Sean? Financial services, anything and everything about generating qualified leads. Superb. Bahia business virtual bookkeeping. My goal is to learn how to create a lead magnet. Superb. Andrew Sprinkle Golf product. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Well, without further ado, we're going to dive in. Qualified leads and email. Got it, Andrew. And Terrell says, handcrafted fashion accessories. Want to learn how to create and convert sales. Awesome. I see some familiar faces in here. Hey, what's going on, Regina? So here we go. Let's go ahead and let's do this. All right. Share desktop. Let me turn off Slack so my team doesn't send us messages while we're live here. Okay. So we want to learn how to build a lead magnet, or we want to maximize our lead generation, right? Because we know that a lifeline of a business is leads, right? Lead generation is critical to the success of any business. Okay, so I'm just going to share a little bit about myself for those that aren't familiar with who I am or what we do. My name is David D. Simons. I've been in the social media space for some time, contributor for multiple sites, started a company called Kingdom Business Solutions initially, doing websites, SEO, and things of the sort, and then transitioned over into the digital marketing world and founded Kingdom Social Media, which we help train business leaders and corporations, and we run digital marketing campaigns and consulting for various organizations. I'm a Goldman Sachs 10,000 small business graduate, and I'm also, when I'm not, running my agency, I'm teaching. I'm an adjunct professor at Temple University. We recognize and featured in many different places, awards, and recognized for our work. Yahoo, Social Media Today, Entrepreneur, Dell. Work with some amazing clients in all different kind of spheres, from personal development to cooking to sales, VPs, Prudential, athletes and NBA, speakers, serial entrepreneurs, sales coaches, and NFL players. We've also worked with quite a few different organizations locally here in Philadelphia, just to name a few. And I always share my quick story. Grew up in a very strict household, and given 4 options: lawyer, doctor, engineer, accountant. I decided to go the path of digital media because I was passionate about it, and I'm here to share that passion with you today. So here are the 5 things that you're going to leave with today. That was incorrect, but you're going to leave with: learn what a lead magnet is, how to leverage a lead magnet, what makes a good lead magnet, and the process and flow of how to incorporate your lead magnets into your business. So I always say that there are things that we have to develop though before to do that right. And you all should know by now, if you've heard me speak, your mindset. You got to have the right mindset in anything you do. And the mindsets you want to have is consistency is a mindset. There's no tool for that. There's no tool that can make you a consistent person. You've got to decide to be consistent. And when it comes to lead generation, when it comes to lead magnets, consistency is what's going to help you succeed. Then what you're doing right now, right? Being resourceful. You're tapping into resources like Temple SBDC. The best resource is resourcefulness. And then number 3, practice mastery versus overwhelm. There's a lot of things in this digital marketing realm. Master the things that are the most important. Don't try to do everything. I know TikTok is popular. I know TikTok is hot right now. I know there's all kinds of different trends and things to follow. Well, it's better for you to go deep than wide, right? So go deep on one thing and really be good at that and master that. So let's go ahead and dive into what we're going to go through. So how many of you have an existing lead magnet right now? Let me explain what a lead magnet is. So lead magnet is a resource, a guide, a PDF. It could be a checklist. It could be a toolkit. It could be something that you're giving away in exchange for someone's email or phone number or information. So how many of you have a current lead magnet right now? Yes or no, or Y or N. You can type in the chat box. How many of you have a current lead magnet? Okay, Bernie does. Superb. Okay. Anybody else? You have a lead magnet? No. Okay, some no's. Got it. Hey, Sandra. Good to see you. Okay. So then we're going to learn what we need to do to create one. Okay. So if you're not building your email list, then you're wasting over 90% of your dollars and efforts right now. So your email list is vital, right? I want us to understand that that's the most important digital asset you can have online. It's the most important digital asset. It's more important than your followers on your Facebook, more important than your database on your Twitter, your Instagram, all of those things. Those things are great, but they don't compare. I would rather have 1,000 emails over 10,000 followers. I know that sounds crazy, but I would, because your followers, and especially with today's algorithms, construed to where you're not even getting access to them. They're not seeing your content always. And I'm not saying that email, they're going to 100% of the time people are going to see it, but you have more control. Nobody can take your list away from you. Once you develop those contacts, you have a CSV file of people, then you don't have to worry about that. That's your database. So this is where a lot of people are missing it in online marketing. They're still thinking, well, and no offense to you if you're doing this, they're running their business through Instagram, right, in the direct messages, and they're running their business through a social media platform that can be taken away at any moment's notice. So the key is to recognize that your list building is a vital part of your business. I don't care what business you're in, e-commerce, you're in consulting, you're in B2B, every business needs to prioritize list building. So how do we do that? There's a few steps to this. There's identifying your target audience, creating a irresistible offer, adding a strong call to action, targeted landing page, and then building a high converting form. Okay, so first you want to identify your target audience. And you could, for those that have Google Analytics, you can do Google Analytics for this. If you don't know your target audience, you might need to develop a persona. So I'm going to give you a little tool to help you create that. I think it's called makemypersona.com. If people can't see it, Garber, if you could put that in the chat for me too, makemypersona.com. And then you want to develop who is your ideal target audience and really clarify for yourself who that is for you. It might be different than what you're already experiencing right now, right? You might be getting people that aren't your ideal target audience. So you want to map out clearly who that is. That's the first step, because this is going to dictate what you're going to create. And I'll be sharing some things that I've created that are lead magnets, so you can see as an example. So the next step is for you to create irresistible offers. Create something that's it's a no-brainer. So this was one of my first lead magnets, and still use this one today. It's called the Ultimate Social Media Toolkit. I call it the most comprehensive social media guide with the most powerful free tools around. And what does this social media toolkit do? It has all the different tools and resources. You'll have an opportunity to get a copy of this for free today. But it has I just couldn't find a place online where all of the information was gathered in one place of all the tools. I'm a tool guy. I love leveraging tools and automation, and I couldn't find it. So guess what? I created it. I said, you know what? I'm going to create a guide that has everything in one place, where it breaks down contest tools, lead generation tools, what else? Productivity tools, social media scheduling tools, all the tools that one would need to leverage a digital presence, SEO tools. So I put all of those things into one document, and people loved it and still love it. And I call it an irresistible offer because it is something that people want to the extent. Let me give you a quick story. This is how you know you got a good lead magnet. I had a lady that reached out to me. She literally found my number online, called me, and left me a voicemail. I was in a meeting, so I missed her call, and said, "This is what's wrong with all you marketers. You're trying to grab people's information, don't even give them the value you promised." And I was so looking forward to getting this toolkit from you. It never showed up. I'm so disappointed, and I can't believe you did that. Right. And she's just ranting for about a minute or so, left me a voicemail. I'm, like I said, I was in a meeting, so I didn't catch her call. And then when I came back to check my phone, I got a text message that says, "Hi, my name is so-and-so. I left you a voicemail. Please disregard. I got the toolkit. It showed up in my email." Right. So I wasn't upset. The reason I wasn't upset at all was it told me I had something of value that was irresistible. If somebody's willing to call you and nearly cuss you out because they can't get what you're offering, then you know you have something golden, right? So that's a standard right there that you want to build to. You want something that people they're waiting for it to show up in their inbox. And if it doesn't show in their inbox, they're complaining that they didn't get it. I really want this thing. Okay, so we'll talk about more about developing that in a second. But I want us to be clear about this whole process. The third thing is you want to have a strong call to action. When you do build your lead magnet, you want to have a tool, a landing page, a funnel that takes people through to download your resource that they can get instantly, and you want to gather some information. So you want to be clear about your call to actions. Download this guide. Click here to download. Here's a copy of your. Make it clear. Like it's not obvious sometimes. So people, even though it's there, you want to make it, even if it's redundant, you want to repeat what it is. I download this resource. Click here. Buy this. You always want to use call to action. People are 3 times more likely to do something when you tell them to do it. 4, have targeted landing pages. Speak to your audience. Speak to them specifically. If you know their pain point, you know their problem, don't try to speak to everyone. Be specific. Your lead magnet should be specific to a specific group of people who are experiencing a specific set of problems or a problem. As an example I shared, these are people obviously that are either marketers or business owners or people that are trying to build their online brands. So specifically, they want a resource that they can use. So the last one is build high converting forms. Make sure that you're tracking this in the back end, how many people are coming in, and I'll recommend some tools here. There's ClickFunnels, ClickFunnels, ClickFunnels. There's Lead Pages. It's a good one. There's Thrive Themes. That's another one. There's plenty out there. There's another one if you want like a lifetime license. You don't want to deal with monthly fees. You can use InstaBuilder, right? These are all tools that you can use to create what we call a funnel, right? And hopefully you were on one of the sessions we did on funnels from previously. So you want to have a funnel process that you take people through. Okay, so and then you want to weigh it and see what they're doing once they go through your process and go through your information. So here's what you could offer in your process: ebook, video lesson, white papers, toolkits, checklists, guides, blueprints. I've got just about every one of these kind of things, right? So I will tell you what's easiest for you to start if you're just beginning. I'd say ebook, checklist, toolkit, right? Those are probably the easiest to start to develop with for now, right, as you're building this out. And then I also recommended you study HubSpot. HubSpot is a master at creating ebooks and resources and lead magnets. They do a great job of go through their process, go through their funnel process. So when you're creating your grab or your landing page, or you want to have a couple of things in motion. You don't want to overthink this, right? You can get this done fairly reasonably on Fiverr, right? Fiverr.com. So once you create it, you can get this on Fiverr, and you get this resource. So I'm gonna, I always give something, even if you've already downloaded this tool. I still want you to put your information in here. I'm gonna give everybody my direct resource for getting ebooks and things created. I've been working with him for 5 years, and he's on Fiverr. So the thing about Fiverr is you can hit and miss. You don't know who's good, who's not, what's going to happen. So I have a proven contact. So kingdomsocialmedia.com/toolkit. If you enter that information in, put your name, email, you'll get the toolkit. But again, what I'm going to do for everybody here today is I'm going to send an email. Give me till tomorrow. Everyone that gets their information there, I'm going to send you my direct contact. He will not charge you more than $20. More than $20, right? So you can get a nicely designed ebook, toolkit, cover. So I'm taking away all the excuses for everybody today. no excuse. You're going to be able to have a lead magnet within the next 7 days if you really want to make this happen. Okay. I got kind of cut off there a little bit. You're welcome. You're welcome, Virginia. You're welcome, Francis. You're welcome, Brittany. So we want the next step. So the toolkit or the lead magnet is going to weave into everything else we do. So this is a pop-up opt-in, right? So we leverage that lead magnet. You've seen these on websites to put into a pop-up, and you put it everywhere you can, right? So I have one listed here as a pop-up, and I put it into our site. So here's the reason why. Because when people come to a website, 70% of the visitors that come to your website will never return. I'm going to read that again. 70% of the visitors abandoning your website will never, ever return. So that's a lot of traffic. So if you have 100 people, 70 of them will never come back. That's a lot of money technically wasted if they just come to your site and they don't connect with you or leave some information. So how do you make sure that you fix that problem? One of the ways is having an email pop-up opt-in. I know they're annoying. I know they can be a nuisance sometimes, but the truth is they're going to leave anyway, right? So you might as well present an opportunity. So I'll recommend what I use. Is called Opt-in Monster. Opt-in Monster. Garma, if you could type that in for me, I'm going to type it in, but if you could type it in as well for everyone to use. Opt-in Monster. Oh, sorry, I put it to just hosting panelist. Should be to everyone. Yeah. Opt-in Monster is a great resource, right? So what's cool about Opt-in Monster is you're going to have the ability to, after a certain amount of time, it'll pop up. So you can time it 30 seconds. It'll show up. Or you've probably seen under exit intent technology, when somebody hovers over a page and then they hover over it, boom, it pops up. So that's called exit intent technology, right? That one specifically, Opt-in Monster isn't free. There is a resource you can use that is free. Well, maybe not free, but low cost, that where you just pay one time. It's not coming to mind what it is right now, but there is software. Here's what I would say. Here's how we do this, right? Let me do this. I think I've shared this before, but I'm going to share this now because I want you guys to have all the resources possible to have your presence be the optimal presence possible. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Here's what I would recommend to everyone that's looking for a tool. Opt-in Monster is there is a monthly fee, right? So let me show you how to eliminate having to deal with that. I use a site called AppSumo. So for some of you who've come on before, you've maybe heard me talk about this, but it's a game changer for software, right? I get all my not free, but lifetime deals. So you see the number here, $79 or $49. That's not a month. That's a one-time purchase, like one time that you pay for it. Okay. So they've got all kinds of software. So I also have one from here called Opt-in-ly. Let's see if it's still available. Opt-in-ly. Oh, great. Look at that. That's what you could use right there, Andrew. You could go to let me just put it in the chat for everybody. How about that? Okay. So you can get a lifetime deal, $59 instead of $59 a month or $69 a month. Look at that. It says alternative to Opt-in Monster, right? So this is just as good, and you have all the tools you need, and you would only have to pay one time, and you have a lifetime license. So this is what I recommend for everyone that is seeking software. to do some of the things that we're talking about. Okay. So let me exit that out of here. Okay. So and optimally probably can do all the same things that exit intent and all that stuff. It certainly can. Okay. So when should the campaign when should you leverage these things? You should leverage these in multiple ways, right? You should have this tied to your Facebook cover photo, right? Your Facebook cover photo is a place where you can leverage an opportunity to tell people about your lead magnet, right? So everything I weave it into everything I can, right? So I have it weaved into our cover headers. I have it weaved into Facebook, right? So you pin it to the top where people can download your resource. I weave it into Twitter, right? That you can put it into your cover photo. So these are all places where you can leverage your lead magnet. Okay. So here's it on Twitter. I pinned it at the top, right? And then I'm able to use it to grow the page. I still leverage it today. Okay. So I want to see if there's any questions on that before I get into. We're going to actually do some work today. This is going to be more of a workshop than a just me training all day today. I'm going to actually get you guys to do some work today. How about that? Hope everybody's ready. Okay. So any questions on anything I've covered thus far before I get into the lead magnet creation part of this presentation? Nope. Okay, cool. All right, let's get to work. So this is a resource that I use for my students in different programs and things that we do. So I want to first go over what your lead magnet needs to do. So your lead magnet needs to provide value. You're asking for an email in exchange, so it needs to be useful for awesome Bashir, but yeah, sorry. There will be a replay. No worries. We're gonna help you get back on track here. So it has to provide value. So it needs to be useful and valuable to your target customer avatar. I gave you a site to develop that, makemypersona.com. It needs to be easily received. There's nothing worse than opting in for something in days. Remember the example I gave you? The people want it instantaneous, quick, fast, in a hurry. Want to relate to your products and services. So create something that ties directly to what you offer. So I'm in social media marketing, right? I have an offering that does that. So we want to relate back to that. So you can get highly targeted leads directly to your market. You want to speak to one pain point. Don't try to do 12 pain points at the same time. Your ideal customer has a specific thing that they're looking for. You want to make sure it looks nice, right? Branding is important. So make the lead magnet professional. Don't forget to put the nice branding on it. Make sure that it's simple and specific. Don't make a 50-page ebook. People aren't reading that. Make it snackable, easy to consume. Be actionable. Make sure that if the person can execute it quickly, easily see transformation, then they're going to do well with it. You want to make sure that it's a doorway into your business. Don't make something that if you have a business on cooking and you do something about finances, make sure it's tied to your business, right? And make sure it leads into a future sales opportunity. So with that shared, I'm going to share with you a few examples. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to share with you a few examples, and then let me see here. I'm gonna share with you a few examples, and then what we're gonna do is we're going to work and build one right now. Okay. So first, is that opening? Let me make sure this opens up here. Let's give it a second. I have my toolkit. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know why that's not opening right now. Okay, there we go. So this is my toolkit, the one that you'll get. It is very, it's designed, right? So I don't know why it's giving, you know how technology operates sometimes. It doesn't want to work right when you're trying to show everybody. Okay, so this is well designed. I think you would agree, right? It has all the contents. It has an intro about who I am, what we do. As I told you, it has all the scheduling ones. It has contest tools, analytics, Twitter tools, content creation, Instagram. You don't mind it being longer when it's value like this, right? It's snackable content, infographics, SEO, social bookmarking, lead generation, productivity, apps with paying for, and things of that nature. Okay, so again, that's everybody's leaving with that today, right? The other thing that I want to show you is I want to show you something new that I've just developed. This one is not available right now. Maybe in a future one, maybe this will be available. This is one I just worked on. It's about mindsets, right? So, and it's about selling premium offerings. So I want you to see this. Let's see. This is not the final. This is actually not the final version, right? So I'm just sharing this with you, even before it's done. The three limiting mindsets holding most people back from charging a premium for their courses, programs, and services, right? And so we break this down, go into a few things where people, so it's pretty drawn out. Again, we've adapted this. This is not the version that this is now, but this is exactly what we want to make sure we deliver into our businesses. We want to create lead magnets that lead people into the process. So in here, people can go and schedule a call directly through the ebook, right? So now let's get right. So here's what I want you to do. So I'm giving you a hack here. So if you notice this newest one, 3 limiting mindsets holding most people back from charging premium. I want you to focus on the negative. I know I'm a positive person, but in this case, I want you to focus on the negative. What I mean by that is people will build more trust with you when they don't know you online, when you're presenting something that they're doing wrong. Not, hey, these are 10 ways to make $1 million, right? Like, no, 3 things that are stopping you from, let me go, from your financial freedom, right? So I've got somebody in here that does finances, like Sean. We've got virtual bookkeeping. 3 mistakes that your bookkeeper could be making that could cause you to be audited by the IRS. Ooh, fear, right? So fear works. I'm just telling you, it works better. People are more afraid to do the wrong thing than to learn the right thing. Okay. So I want you to take a minute. Like I said, this is going to be a workshop right now. Okay. So do I have your permission for us to get some work done today? It's going to be less of me. I'm teaching, but I want you to work today. Do I have your permission to work? Okay, cool. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate. Awesome, Terrell. Let's get it. All right. So let's go ahead and work on our lead magnet titles right now, like right in the moment. So let's help everyone, and I'll help you tweak it if you put it in the chat box. Think of a title. I just gave some examples for Sean, for Bashia. think of a title that you could use that's in the, and again, I told you I'm a positive person, but that's kind of more negative, meaning that if something they're doing wrong, something they could be, mistakes, it could be missteps, it could be problems, whatever, three issues and such and such. It could be, I say three, it could be five, it could be seven, but I probably wouldn't do more than seven, right? So I don't know if your lead magnet is going to be a book or a title, or it could be a checklist. The ultimate, I have one called the ultimate Facebook checklist, right? So it can be a checklist, it can be a toolkit. But right now, I'm really focused on those three, right? It could be an ebook, it could be a toolkit, or a checklist. So let's go ahead and go. Let's give you a minute to think about your title. I'm gonna sit here, wait for you to develop your titles. And if you have your titles, put them in the chat box. I will review your titles right here on the spot, and we'll see how we can even enhance them if need be. Or I'll let you know, hey, this looks good, or let's make this tweak. Okay. So and this will be a learning for everyone, so that we can take the titles that we have and improve them. Okay. So whoever wants to start, if you got them already, just put them in the chat. If you're taking a moment to think, go ahead and do that. We are here to help you get this set, so you can hopefully leave with the lead magnet within the next 7 days. Why are you losing golf rounds? Okay, I like where you're going, Andrew. Okay. So how I might tweak this, if this is an ebook, right? I would say three things that are causing you to lose in the game of golf, right? So 3 things that are causing you to lose in the game of golf. 3 things that are wrong with your golf swing. 3 things most people won't tell you. 3 things that are impacting your golf swing. 3 things that you may be doing wrong that is impacting your golf swing, right? Something like that. Okay. Personal toolkit to personal power. Ooh, I like that, Sandra. Personal toolkit to personal power. Personal toolkit to personal power. I like that. Personal toolkit. I'm just trying to think of how I can enhance it. I like it though. Your personal toolkit to personal power. You know what? I don't have a tweak to update that. I think that's great. That's great, Sandra. Ed says, why most people do their inheritances wrong. Okay. I like that, Ed. Maybe we go and numbers are good too, right? Because people like to see 3 things that most people are doing wrong with their inheritances, or why most people do their inheritance wrong. 3 things that most people, and are you talking about like how they set up their inheritance, Ed? You can let me know in the chat how they set it up, or is it more of what they do with what they get from their inheritance? So I'll come back to you in a second, Ed. But he says ways to be better prepared at tax time, bookkeeping mistakes, why you may need a bookkeeper. Okay, let's see. 3 mistakes to avoid being underprepared at tax time, right? So something like that. 3 mistakes to avoid being underprepared at tax time. 5 common bookkeeping mistakes most entrepreneurs are making, right? 5 reasons why you need a bookkeeper, right? So those are, I like where direction you're going. Okay. Oh, okay, got it. I'm gonna come back to you, Ed, in a second. Regina says, how to increase employee engagement. So I like that. That's a positive one. You could do a positive one, but maybe you go on the negative side. Regina, how the lack of employee how the lack of employee engagement is costing you your business money. How the lack of employee engagement is costing your business money. Right, something like that. Sean says 6 critical mistakes that can ruin your financial plans. Sean, that's golden. I would use that just as it is. 6 critical mistakes that can ruin your financial plans. All right, excellent. So back to you, Ed. I have a personal history photo book business. I'm talking about leaving a legacy, not just money. Okay. All right. So let's go back to your example. Okay, legacy. Well, let's say in your case, the impact of not leaving a legacy, something like that. Impact, the impact, the impact of not leaving a legacy. Let's see. I'm talking about okay. How to build a legacy so you won't regret it, or how to leave a legacy without regrets, right? Something of that nature, right? So I see where you're going there, Ed. Terrell says ways to stop hiding and stand out from the crowd. I like it. I just might add a number to that. 3 ways to stop hiding and stand out from the crowd. So that's good. Employee retention playbook. That's good. That's really good title, Sandra. Employee retention playbook. And you could also do another route of 3 things that are ruining your employee retention, right? So you can do that route. How to edit your wardrobe to stand out from the crowd and get noticed. That's good. That's good. I like that, Terrell. It's really good. Is opioid addiction ruining your family? Wow, that's strong. That's strong, Bernie. That stands out. I'm glad you're loving the process. I'm gonna take a few more and then we get to the next. We got the next thing we need to do, right? Francis says 10 ways to make money with your hobby. Yes, that's great. That's great. 10 ways to make money with your hobby. Okay, so while I'm reading these, right? So here's the next step. You want to describe your lead magnet promise, right? So I'm gonna come back and read the rest of those. You want to describe the lead magnet promise. So your lead magnet promise could be something of in this, and this may not be directly on the cover photo. This may be on the back end that you're using to market this lead magnet. So we'll say something like, for mine, this is the I kind of put my promise on the front on the toolkit, but this is the most comprehensive social media toolkit you will ever get, with over 60 tools that can help you optimize your business. Right. So what promise that they're going to get by downloading this resource that you can deliver every day of the week, because this lead magnet solves that. Right. So think about the promise that you're going to deliver on. And obviously you'll create the content that's surrounding it, but I want you to think about what is the promise. So you can start writing those in the chat box too, if you've already done your lead magnet title. And if you haven't, please put that in the chat. I'm going to review the rest of these. Okay. So Bernie says, is opioid addiction ruining your family? The best thing you can do to help your loved one with an opioid addiction is to take care of yourself first. I like it. So is opioid addiction ruining your family? That's a strong title that will speak to the market that's dealing with that. Marianne says, I'm planning on running a personal protection executive protection courier service. I'm not sure how to sell that. Okay. Let's see here. Personal executive protection. Okay. So, I would go into this route, Mary, and when you're actually, I would ask you this question first, Marianne. When you're protecting the executive, what is the benefit of this personal protection and executive protection? What's the risk of what can happen? I want to know the bad side. Give me the worst that can happen by not having your personal protection and executive protection, and I'll come back to you. So put that in the chat for me. What's the worst thing that can happen by not having what you're offering? Christy says 3 reasons you cannot live without books. 3 reasons books are essential for happiness. Cool. If there's a way you can zero in on specifically, books are very broad, right, Christy? So 3 reasons why you must commit to reading. You know what I mean? Books, or you must commit to developing your reading habits. You know, 3 reasons why you cannot live without developing the skill of reading, you know, and things of that nature. I'd like to know a little bit more about what your focus is there. How mental health ties to your wardrobe. That's nice. That's nice, Terrell. How mental health ties to your wardrobe, or the negative would be how a lack of focus on your wardrobe affects your mental health. A lack of focus on your wardrobe affects your mental health. 3 ways to develop a diversity and inclusion work environment. I like that too, Regina. You guys got some positive ones in here too, right? So positives is going to work. You can do those. But I'm going to tell you the negative side of what somebody's doing wrong is going to draw them more to you, believe it or not. So, but I like this. 3 ways to develop a diversity and inclusion work, or three principles you're not observing in your business that are, but the three things that you're not observing from the diversity and inclusion framework that are destroying your business. Ouch. That's going to get them to pay attention, right? Bernie, you deserve to have a happy life. It is a new world we are facing with many challenges, and opioid addiction is set in the middle of the war zone. Learn how to be happy with this free ebook. Define your mission, the maelstrom of opioid addiction. I like the one you had above earlier. Is the opioid addiction ruining your family? That's strong. Reduce your strokes by 2 or more. Okay, great, Andrew. I think I would do something like how to reduce your strokes in golf by 2 or more, and then maybe you put a time frame on it in 1 month or 1 week, or something like that. So that's good. Giving you more time to run and grow your business, giving you peace of mind and clarity to make sound business decisions. Okay, good. Marianne, the client and family could be harmed. Okay, so back to your, so how to protect you and your family as an executive, right? The something like, so for you, Mary, like 3 reasons. So your end, you could go the positive route. 3 reasons why you must protect your executives. 5 stories of executives who did not have executive protection and the effects of what happened. That might get them to wake up, right? 5 stories of executives who lacked executive protection and what happened. So if an executive is reading that, they want to read the story about another executive and what happened, right? So that's something to think about. Christy, we have used bookstore brick. We have a used bookstore, brick and mortar and online. Okay, great. So, let me think here. 1 second. One second. Look, guys, hold on. Just a second. All right. So there are free headline analyzers to determine the impact of a title. Yes, that's true. There are, Andrew. I can't think of them off the top of my head. Okay, so Christy, having a used bookstore. I would say something like, in your end, I might go positive, right? 3 effects of reading from a physical book, right? So you're battling the online Kindle world, right? So 3 effective effective reasons for reading a book from the physical book, having a physical, and I know them too. There's something that happens when you're reading from a physical book than a digital book, right? There's a benefit. So something of that nature. Yes. So yes, there are headline analyzers that determine the rating and impact for sure. Okay, let me just read these last ones. And hopefully you guys have gotten your promises. Okay. This is the one that the result one I wrote to the second one will increase your employee engagement, will result productivity and more sales. Love it. Sandra says quick tips to break through the limiting behaviors that are holding you back. Excellent. Awesome, Regina. Awesome, Sandra. Awesome. No problem, Marianne. Great. Got to everybody. Okay. So now I want you to let me know, third step is what type of lead magnet are you going to do? I kind of assume a lot of you are going to be doing an ebook here, but let me know in the chat box. Is it going to be an ebook, a toolkit, a checklist? What is it that you're going to do? Obviously, there's multiple things. I kind of gave you the best three, I think, for starting out. But okay, great. Sandra says a toolkit, superb. It's great. What else? Who else? What else are you? What is the type of lead magnet you're creating? Ebook. Okay, so great question, Andrew. What we found is, and this is why this version that I'm doing up here. If it's a toolkit, you can kind of go longer. People don't mind. It's not like a heavy read. But if it's an ebook, I wouldn't go more than like 6 to 7 pages, right? 6 to 7 pages. Okay. So 6 to 7 pages is what I would say. Okay. Christy's going to do a discount. Okay, cool. Discounts are effective. They work. Yes, especially being in your niche there. I get it. Okay. What else we got here? I'm just giving advice on all of these, right? So Terrell, checklist is going to work excellent for fashion, right? Marianne, assessment is going to be good, I think, for the opioid side. Thinking ebook or toolkit. Regina, in your case, I'd probably go ebook, right, for diversity and inclusion. Francis, handout video training. Okay, I'd probably go video training if I had to pick between the two. Mary Ann, consultation is good, but I'd still couple it with a resource, right? So let me show you, right? Let me show you if you haven't already gone to my toolkit, right? So if you go to my toolkit as an example, wow, I can't believe time is flying so fast already, right? It's almost 1 o'clock. Hopefully this has been helpful for you all. You go to my toolkit. And this one's been one that I've had for a long time. I got other ones too. But if you go to mine, info is put in. Okay. You download the resource. Okay. And then, so this, I just want to speak to the point for Marianne, right? And then you can pick a webinar launch strategy call as an example, right? That is a mixture of the two, right? So if you're going to do it that way, that's what I would recommend, right? So have a system that leads people in. For this one, I used InstaBuilder, but I normally use ClickFunnels now. That's my go-to. Which one is more effective, an ebook or a toolkit? Great question. So how I look at it by the niche, right? So certain things for a certain niche might work better. Knowing your niche is diversity and inclusion, I think ebook would be, people want to be more informed as opposed to a toolkit where they're learning what resources to use. So I think an ebook would work really well. And generally an ebook is more effective, but toolkit can be really valuable specifically for for businesses that are heavy resource laden, right? Like mine, digital marketing, a lot of those things. But here's going to do a checklist. I love it. Recommended is 6 to 7 pages for your ebook, right? Don't go too long. Okay. So Garba put in the chat the resource form, so you can take that and fill that out for us. And I'll turn it over to Garba, and also any questions you have, you can put them in the chat.
Okay. Thank you, David, for a wonderful presentation. Just as he rightly said, I just posted a 30-second survey about today's webinar. Remember, we at Temple SPDC, we always cherish your feedbacks, even as it helps us to improve on the services we provide to you guys. I don't know, because can you take 30 seconds of your time to help us to fill out the survey link I just posted? David, I don't know if we have any question. We still have like 3 minutes before we cut it off for the day.
Okay. I see Regina's question is 3 pages too short for any book. Not at all. It's all about the value, right? So if you can deliver that value in 3 pages, superb. Don't worry about but the reason I say 7 and beyond, people just look at something and then they just like, oh, I don't want to read it, it's too long, right? So that's from the eye test. So 3 pages is great. 3 pages is great. Anything under 6 pages, 6 to 7 pages is fine. Yeah, I've seen 1 page. I have 1 page resources as well. So 1 page, 3 page, you're fine. It's really about the value that you deliver. And yep. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you as well. I'm glad, Andrew. I'm glad the homework was helpful. So I'm glad, Sandra. Thank you guys for the kind words. So you guys will be getting this resource information. Garba will be sending that over to you. No problem, Nikisha. No problem, Regina. Our pleasure to serve. So if there are any questions, I'm still around for another minute or so. If there's any other questions, we can take those, and if not, we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, I can see from our chat box, it's been thank you. Because before we wrap it up, I just want to use this opportunity once again to thank each and every one of you guys for keeping it us with us. Thank you, Mr. David, for a wonderful presentation, and also to my Temple fellow colleagues for taking their time, making sure that this webinar come into existence. I'm sure without any other question on board, we'll just cut it off for the day. Thank you, and do enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.
All righty. Take care.